Making a positive impact in a child doesn't come as a fluke. It's a result of hard work and commitment. And it don't just happen. Before you can consider yourself to have done or carried out a positive impact in the life of a child that you can be proud of tomorrow, either as a carer or as a parent, there must be an establishment of trust. Trust is a key factor in child training. You'll understand with me that many children today, they go about with the issue of trust. For those that are in care, they don't trust anyone from the word go. The feeling in their mind is this: if their parents that biologically give birth to them, that are responsible to them from birth, can give them up, or that they can behave in such a way that the government consider inappropriate by taking them away, then who are you, who is just coming in there to work? So that is the first line that they have in their mind. They don't trust anyone. And then for your child as well, because the child you have in the house don't just exist alone. They mingle with the society. They hear a whole lot of things. They see people act. They have children coming from other homes. Children can be coming from homes that are disoriented. Your child that you're talking about goes to school with a child from another care home whose parents are not there, who has a problem with trust. And so they discuss among themselves without boundaries. And when they talk about the issue of trust among themselves, it has a way of rubbing on your child as well. The child will want to compare what you're telling them now, if it's exactly what is happening at home. And then they begin to develop that kind of feeling towards you as a parent as well. What you need to do to be able to help your child or whomever you are taking care of, you need to build what we call trust. Building trust is not just about talking about it. There are a number of things that you need to do to be able to go back to the process of building or rebuilding trust that has already been broken. If you're a parent that your child had broken trust, that trust had been broken as a result of happenings or the way you've been carrying yourself, there's a possibility of rebuilding that trust back, because it's key factor. If you don't have it, every other shouting and whatever you're doing, the money you are spending will end up at achieving nothing. And if you're a carer, you work in a residential home where children are under your care, you have the duty of care over them, the first thing you will do to become effective carer is to establish trust. Because those children are coming from home, they are coming from parents that have broken trust with them. If they found themselves in the home right now and nobody is there to talk about anything with them, I said the parents are there, they are aware that their parents are alive, but they are not with their parent. Not because there was the issue of their parent not being able in terms of money to take care of them, that they have been brought into care. Some of them are abuse. Abuse can come in many ways. Some of them are neglect. And so that thing is already grown in their mind that no, the parent that originally gave birth to them do not love them. How come you're telling them about love? So they don't trust you. But it is your responsibility as a carer to rebuild that trust or build trust, because you haven't had trust with them before, so that you can stay in it. Because at that point, as a carer, you're almost taking the responsibility of a parent. Before you can do that, the child needs connection and they need to trust you before they can give themselves up for you to lead. So you must build that trust. Today, I'm going to be talking to us briefly on key elements of building trust with children. But before we do that, I want to welcome you if you're a returning subscriber to this our channel. We thank you for keeping faith with us and always being there and sharing our videos, like our videos, and talking to other people about this platform. We appreciate you. And if you are coming across our video for the very first time, we want to thank you for the privilege of sticking to this point. And you just don't listen to this video, share with other people. Please like, subscribe to our channel so that we can be a larger society. A lot of people are having issues. They don't even understand. Perhaps what you are going to be learning today in the course of this video are things that you've not heard before, or you don't even know how effective they are. As we restrain ourselves, we re-emphasize the need for all of this. You share with other people, your neighbor, your friend, your any group you belong, and anybody you think can be useful, that this can be useful to. You are helping us as we're also helping the society, so that tomorrow we can have a safe, sound society. Back to the issue of building trust with children. Number one thing, when the trust is broken, the child needs to see that you wanting to reintroduce the need for that trust because you have to reintroduce. The child need to see that you need that trust to come back together. If the child know you are rebuilding the trust, or you want to establish trust between the both of you, the child will be looking out for some things. And how do you do this? Number one, you must live by example. An individual who want to have trust built with a child must live by example. How do you live by example? You live by those positive values you intend to put up for that child. If you say telling lies is not allowed, it's not a good thing, don't ever tell lies to the child. That means whatever you are telling the child, if you are promising the child, don't because you want the child at that moment to get away, to have some positive feelings. You just tell them what you know deep down that you are not saying the truth. By the time the child discovers it, there is no how you can build trust with that child. Don't tell the child lies. Meaning, you need to live by example positively. The kind of picture you want that child to have, the kind of thing, your intention for making that child, for wanting to establish link with that child, make sure you live that out positively. Number two, you must be very consistent. Inconsistency will make the child, this person has come again, or the parents has come again. It has always been like that. Don't give that impression to that child that it has always been like that. He would definitely not, or she would definitely not be consistent. But when the child notices that you are consistent with whatever you are doing, whatever value you are passing, you are very consistent with it. You are not shaking with it. You say this is that, whatever you say it is, and that is positive. The child will keep watching. Let the child predict what will happen. Let the child know that if he or she says this, he will never change. She will never change. That is consistency. You need to be very consistent. If you are consistent with that child will keep looking until you break that consistency. The child will begin to gradually build that trust with you. That is a key factor. You must not play with that. Number three, you need to set clear goals. Children will always push boundaries. I want to tell you that no matter how calm your child is, no matter how calm that child is, they will want to push boundaries. And because they're going to be pushing boundaries, let the child know what they are expected. For instance, once it is past 8 p.m., no child is allowed to be roaming around. Everyone is meant to be in bed. Be consistent with that. Let there be set clear boundaries. There are things you are not expected to do. For instance, the child should know that you cannot discuss adult-related talk with them. When the issue comes, you know that, no, that is a no-go area. Let there be a set, clear boundaries. Don't just be open to everything. Let there be some kind of language you use before them. Let the child know that this kind of language is appropriate for them and you cannot go beyond this. Once those boundaries are set and you are consistent with it, the child will understand that. Let the child... Children are open to expectation. They know that this is what I am expected to do. I'm not expected to do this. I'm expected to do that. Once that is established for that child, you are doing the work of building trust. The child must understand that and don't look away from it. Another thing that helps again is, that is number 4 now, is what we call positive behavior reinforcement strategy. I'll go over it again. Positive behavior reinforcement strategy. Very key. When a child does something right, let that child be compensated for it. Let there be praise for that child. Let there be compensation for doing the right thing. Once that is in place, there is what we call positive behavior reinforcement strategy. You are helping that child. You are building trust with that child. The child knows that if they do the right thing, they are going to be rewarded for it. And you know, child like reward a lot. They begin to go on that side, and you see that they're tailoring toward the positive thing. Behavior is going to be positive all the time. You are building trust, and they're enjoying all of that. That's one thing that you will do. Never look away when they do the right thing. Praise them, but let the praise not be out of proportion. Do it rightly, and you are building relationship. Another one, which is the 5th point. This one is very key. Children need their private space. You must respect their space. You don't just choke on them every now and then. There are times they could be low. They're just low. They just want to be left alone. They don't want anybody to come to their space. It's not as if you're having issue with anybody. It happens to everyone. Once it gets to that point, please give them that space. They want to be left alone. Give them their space. You don't just walk onto their space anytime because they are children. They are even your children. For instance, in their room, they just say, Mommy, we want to be alone for this time. That may not be the withdrawal I said in one of my videos. They need their private space. Give it to them. Let them not be choked all through. And when they invite you, always be there for them. And finally, I've said that in one of my videos too. Be empathic. Address their issue empathically. What it means is that when empathy rules your conversation with them, life is about decisions. You are teaching your children the life skill. And one of the life skills is the ability to take decisions for themselves. You're teaching them. You're guiding them. When they make mistakes, please don't condemn them for it. Help them. Take the place. And when you are correcting them, do not condemn them. Do not be judgmental in your language. Do not use harsh words for them. When you are doing all of this, you are building trust. The child will now come to a point where they understand that, whoa, this is helping. There's trust here. I'm going to give us a very brief scenario that works. For instance, a child, this one now is applicable to those that work in residential home. A child walks up to you and he said, Mr. A, I have some drug with me. And then you get it from them. The first action that you may likely take is to say, whoa, you got this. This is not allowed. This is drug. We don't allow you to have access to this. But because you have this, number one, your free time is going to be revoked. Number two, you're going to have withdrawn everything that has to be that to do with your game, your time, and everything. You withdraw everything. There is no compensation. You're going to be allowed to be alone in the room today and all of that. You begin to reel out all of those negative consequences. What you have succeeded in doing with that child is that the number one thing is that next time that child will never come up to you to tell you, I have this with me. As a carer who understands what you need to do, the first thing is to appreciate that child, to have them walked up to you because you didn't discover it. Oh, thank you for doing that. I appreciate this. If it is even possible, let there be what we call the positive reinforcement strategy put in place. You need to compensate that child, to haven't had the boldness without you discovering to say, I have this thing that is not appropriate. I have given it to you. Then the next thing you need to do is to go and do a proper search to make sure that we don't have leftover. The child may be testing you. Now, if the child is compensated for that behavior, not because of the thing that the child gave to you, which is drug, the child is compensated for the act of coming to tell you that this is not appropriate. I have decided not to go further with it, and I'm bringing this for you. Next time, the child will walk up to you again because you didn't condemn the child. There was no kind of condemnation coming from you. You are not judgmental in what happened. You just appreciated them. If it is possible, you take the child out to just go and do things that will fancy their interest. Now, when you have done that, that was not to say that because the child brought that kind of thing for you, you don't have a way. They're what we call natural consequence. You can do certain things that will naturally come. One of the consequences that is going to be natural is that now that you use your money to buy this drug from outside and you brought in, it's a good thing, but moving forward, we're not going to be allowing what we call cash in hand. That's the way. The child will be happy about it. If you want your money, we're not taking your money away from you. If you want to do anything, we can go with you. We pay for you at some point. We gradually reintroduce you back to the system again when you have your money to go. That child will be happy with you. But when you say for that reason, your money is withdrawn, for that reason, every activity is gone, your free time is revoked, and all of that, the child will never come back to you next time when they are doing the wrong thing. But because of the way you have succeeded in handling this case, what you have done by simply welcoming the child, doing the right thing, going back to do the search, making sure that the child does not have that kind of thing in their room again to endanger their life, doing what we call the keyword session with them to follow up and see what happened, you have built trust with that child. That child will come back to you next when such happen. Now, in this one is now going to be those who are working in the residential children home as well. When that child discovers that that has happened, you don't just leave it there. That's what we call the keyword session. When you sit with the child to know exactly why that child decided to bring that thing forth to you. You want to know. That's even likely the child will tell you that I tried it, but I realized that it is not as fantastic as I've been told, probably by a friend or one of the imaginary friend and all of that. And do you think that is true? could be asking the child, say yes. Now you can take the child on the path. What you have done, you are curious. If you listen to my previous video, I was talking about curiosity. You were curious about why the child decided to return it. You want to know why. You're curious. That gives a whole lot of privilege to you, because you are building yourself back into the heart of that child. Once that is done, there's a follow-up that's needed to be done. You follow up with the child because decisions have been taken already on why not to continue. The child will listen, but you don't need to leave them that way. There is a follow-up. You keep following up to see all of those strategies you put in place to help the child. When you put all of this, you are building positive relations, and you'll be surprised. They're going to be making a very serious impact on that child. I want to thank you if you remain up to this point listening to this video. We're going to be trying out a whole lot of tips if you continue to be part of this. We want to enjoin you to share our videos to others out there. And as you do that, we'll build up this community so that we can influence positively the life of our young people. Whether in children's home, whether in your house, whether at the back of your, whether your neighbor's house, let's make the world a safe place for them. Thank you very much once more for remaining to this point. See you in our next video. Bye-bye.